Too
so
bad.
fucking boring.
So fucking
You're fucking boring.
So boring.
You're fucking dull.
No.
I'm fucking pronouns.
Can we just start it with Doug shouting, fucking pronouns?
Hey everybody,
Oh,
welcome
man.
to Spine Chill Season 38. This is a very special episode. We'll be talking about Dead by Daylight and Texas Chainsaw Massacre and maybe some non-asymmetrical horror games today.
Oh, really?
Shock and awe.
Those exist?
But before we get started, let's go through our various accolades. We're the highest rated, longest running, #1 asymmetrical horror and Dead by Daylight and Texas Chainsaw Massacre podcast.
Evil Dead.
#1 Romania. #1 Evil
Ghostbusters,
Dead,
Spirits Unleashed.
#1 Ghostbusters. Basically,
Soon to be Killer Clowns when it comes out.
we're #1 in all categories.
Number one last year.
Oh yeah, #1 last year.
#1 last year.
VHS.
Pop Nights.
VHS.
Yeah, well.
Did I tell you?
Technically Resident Evil Resistance with any people that really talk about it.
Something crazy that I actually haven't told either one of you guys about yet, but I'm going to reveal here live on the podcast is when I was going to jury duty, when you had to go through security when you go into the courthouse, and they take your phone, they take all your stuff, and they like look at everything to make sure you're not like crazy, right?
And someone
this guy was
recognized you
like-
as the #1 VHS streamer.
He literally recognized the Spine Chill logo. He's like, are you from the Dead by Daylight podcast? And I was like, yeah, I'm running.
What?
He's like,
What?
the guy he literally listened to Spine Chill. He's like, I know Spine Chill. Like, I listened to your guys' podcast. That's crazy.
Hang on, a person
Yeah.
with a real life and a real job in the real
being,
world.
a security
human
guard
being.
a security guard at the courthouse in
Gary
Pierce
just
County,
insulted
Washington.
All of our audience, by the way. A person with
Is
a
a
real
Spine Chill
job
enjoyer.
was a Spine Chill?
He's
Wow.
a Spine Chill enjoyer. He's like, I love your podcast. I love Dead by Daylight. Yeah. He was pretty stoked. about it.
That's crazy. That's really cool.
Wow.
That is cool.
Yeah. So yeah,
Kimmy and I were taking a walk recently around the neighborhood.
Please tell me you got recognized from Spine Chill as well.
yeah.
No, and
The garbage man was like, "Are you John from Spine Chill? That's crazy! Whoa!"
a kid was riding past on his bike, and he kept looking at me, and then he slowed down. He was like, "Hey man, I love your videos," and I was like, "What?" Just a random kid on a bike. I was just like, I'm just not for a walk with my family right now. I was not ready for this. I was just like, thanks, man. And then he rode off.
And he told everyone at school.
Yeah.
sure,
He
yeah.
told
I guess so.
Yeah.
everybody.
I don't think he listens to Spine Chill, though, because he said, I love all your videos. Didn't say podcast.
This is a video. This is technically
Is
a video.
Spine Chill not a
on-
video? Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Like,
I should
we're-
have responded. It was like all the videos, including Spine Chill.
Which one specifically? Have you heard of Gary? Did you know Gary has a new video about Texas Chainsaw game balance? By the way,
How about
He
you go
does,
ahead and
yeah.
name my two co-hosts?
I'm
Yeah,
just,
I didn't
I'm,
think
just
you could.
I'm just imagining John like getting like face to face, eyes like
nose
right.
to nose.
Why don't you tell me about who is the junior co-host of the Spine Chill podcast?
why does that always have
Exactly.
to come up? Like, why is that what we talk about? Dude? Can we just keep it to the facts?
That is
Wow.
a fact.
Yeah, it's a
God
fact.
damn it, Gary! I fucking hate you.
Gary and I are the two senior co-hosts, and you're also a co-host, so
Yeah. Lucky Doug.
lucky Doug.
Lucky me.
I've been getting
Well-
some real negative comments on my YouTube
hold on,
video as
okay,
well. It's been great. Oh, Doug's got something
I
to
just-
say.
God, I just wanted to mention that in the last week, John and myself have both been recognized in the wild for our fame in the horror asymmetrical category. So, Gary, tell us about your crazed fan experience that you've had.
No one gives a
Hold on.
no one knows who I am. I go under the radar.
Not on YouTube though. You don't.
When I leave the house, I put a hat on, I put sunglasses, got a little nose on it. I make sure I don't get spotted.
So he
I don't,
doesn't get
I
swarmed.
don't want the attention.
Yeah, he doesn't want the paparazzi.
Yeah. No press, please. No press.
Are you the guy? Are you the guy that got the ukulele for playing that one game? Crazy! Can I get your photograph?
Cheer, yeah, that's a great game.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's heard of it.
What
Anyways,
were you saying about your
you're
comments?
You're gonna
Gary?
tell, yeah, you're gonna tell us
I've been-
something about
I've
your
been-
YouTube comments.
I've been
right?
getting so sassy with people in my comment section about, because I did a video on TCM like about what was it about? Oh, the early game pace, and I've upset so many people. Yeah, because I kind of said that the early game pace isn't that great.
Should we dive into Texas Chainsaw Massacre first?
Yeah, it might be a nice transition.
Are we opening? Yeah, let's open with Texas
Let's
Chainsaw.
open with TCM.
Yeah. Where do we want to start?
Now,
We could.
As we speak, TCM has more viewers on Twitch than DBD, so maybe it should be the front-running topic.
Our new leading game.
I know. The DBD people are going to have to wait. I can't believe I said that, but I can't believe this is how it's breaking down, but they're just going to have to wait.
We just lost 100 subs just now.
They got timestamps. They can just skip if they want to.
True.
Yeah.
Do you want to start with the patches that are on the horizon, or should we talk about the drama?
Let's talk about the info and then the drama. Let's save the juice for later.
Yeah, let's build to it. Yeah. So September 12th, we got a new patch that came into the game. There's a bunch in there, but I've just kind of written the three main things for me that I thought caught my eye. There's probably, I mean, if either you want to jump in with any of the other stuff, but the car battery is now starting on, which I think is a fantastic
change. Have been like that from the beginning. But.
Yeah, like when the generator got changed to be on, it just made sense to have the car battery as well. Right. But the pace is like much improved since then. If victims are too loud, Johnny or Sissy can tend to get into the basement and help now, which is better. It's still tough. It's not perfect. Like they can just beeline for it, but obviously if they do that, they're not going to get feeding ground pass. It's not perfect. Some one of us made a YouTube video to kind of discuss other ideas on fixing that pace, but that's a discussion for another day. Following up from that, they also changed bone piles, so they now only have 3 charges. So you can only get 3 bone piece shards from a pile, which is a good change. I haven't really noticed it yet, like feeling it much different, but it just means you're not going to watch Leland like stab you and then get another one, and then stab you again and get it. Like, he has a limit. And then the only other thing that I thought was quite good was the limiting of Cook being able to like lock farm. You just keep taking them off, putting them back on. Doug's bored. For the audio-only listeners, Doug yawned at that point.
I did yawn, but I think those are great changes.
Doug's only here for the DVD. He doesn't want to talk about TCM.
You're an idiot, dude. No, I definitely agree that like they're not super exciting changes, but like they're healthy changes for the game. I mean, I think that there needs to be a little bit more addressed in the terms of like the Leland bullying Bubba in the basement in terms of like diminishing returns on stuns might be nice because it can be a little bit.
Have you watched my video, Doug?
Oppressive. I have watched your video.
Oh,
I enjoyed it.
I'm actually surprised.
Are you? Okay, yeah. Wow, you support your friends? You support your friends? Wow, you're a good person. Crazy.
You are a good person.
But I think that like removing making it so that the bone piles are 3 uses is like a good start. And it's one of those things like I'll take a rapid decent change over like a long-term great change. Like they'll continue to adjust, right? They need to make changes now. This is the early stages. DBD and Texas Chainsaw are still competing like pretty close head-to-head viewership wise. So like Texas is still alive. So at this point, they just need to get changes out, whether they're like the best change or not. It's not that big. If they're doing an update a week, it's not a huge, massive deal anyways, right? Like they can continue to tweak and adjust.
Speaking of, they do have, like, we are getting another patch a week from that one on the 19th. Yeah. We've got another patch coming, which is going to see one of the biggest problems in the game with people complaining about is Sissy. That's finally getting fixed. She's not going to be poisoning people on every hit anymore. That's getting fixed. So that's a good thing. Then there's some weird stuff, which maybe you guys will have more comments on this one. The fuse box will no longer spawn next to the slaughterhouse door.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's going to spawn.
The slaughterhouse is the one on the left, right? That's the one where like there's
is that really like a huge benefit for a family though? Because like having it by slaughterhouse door means you cover 2 objectives at once. Like,
right, exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, For me, it almost feels like a victim.
Yeah, as I would say, is it not that they're dealing with it for victims maybe to help them out?
I know it's strange because like aren't there usually 3 fuse box spawn locations?
Yes.
Right? So now there's only 2, right? And like they're not adding another one, they're just removing one.
I think they are moving. I think they're adding another one.
Oh, okay. I was about to say because the two other ones are like on the same side of the map. They're like kind of close to each other. There's one like by the valve exit, and then there's one by the door that goes to generator on that map. So It seems like there would have to be a I mean, like, I hate the fuse box and all that. I hate it when survivors just rush that, but if they're gonna have I don't think they should have the two remaining just right next to each other like that. And like Doug said, like, it wasn't that big of a deal to go over there because you were also checking the door as family. So
yeah, there's going to be a new spawn on the side of the shed near the valve exit gate.
So that puts all of the fuse box exits, all the fuse box.
Right. Yeah, they're all going to be around the middle of the map. Yeah.
They're all on the same side of the map, though.
They're all around Grandpa.
That's weird, man.
I mean,
I don't know, because like I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if you guys have been playing a lot, but like for me, solo victim feels fucking miserable.
Oh yeah, I don't play victim like solo.
Solo victim feels so bad, and like,
oh really?
It's like the typical asim thing for me, right? Where it's like, and again, I don't know what your account level is, John. Like mine's up in almost 60 now, and Gary, I know you're in the mid 30s.
Yeah.
And they kind of try to make matchmaking loosely be related to your account level, but I just get this I get this feeling where the whole asim concept of like an organized survivor team has 4, or organized victims has 4, so they're always gonna like have the advantage against 3 organized family, typically, right? If you have 4 versus 3, typically, yeah, the one that has more bodies that they're better is gonna do better. But solo queue feels rough. Like if family knows what they're doing, I just feel like when I solo victim, I feel like it's like 1 or 2 games out of 5 that are like that even feel like I get to play.
I think the problem for me is when you play solo victim, you have to play solo. You have to just kind of not rely on your teammates. Right. But they're all doing the exact same thing. And in the current early game pace, which I think is probably the biggest issue I have with the game, you have a Leland or an Anna or a Connie that just doesn't care, and they just make as much noise as possible. They're going to open one door, they're going to run in a direction. Connie's not opening any other doors. She's like going out one direction, she's going to try and get to an exit point ASAP. Leland doesn't care, he's just going to shoulder barge if Bubba comes near him. Anna can just take hits forever. So they don't care about making noise, and waking up Grandpa is like, it's to the benefit of the victims, if anything, waking him up immediately most of the time. So as soon as that happens, if you're trying to play in a bit more of an immersed fashion, which I prefer, I just die because everyone else just rushes out, and I'm just trying to like enjoy the atmosphere of the game, but I can't as victim in solo. I can't. I have to rush out. I have to be
right.
Yeah. I don't know.
No.
But John, you've had like you've been playing quite a lot of victim.
I think
solo, right?
John plays like the most solo victim of any of us for sure. So let's hear your take, John.
Oh, I don't escape very often, but I'm still enjoying playing it solo and like the, I guess, more atmospheric part of it. Like just like you were saying, Gary, like it seems like it's the only way for me to experience the atmosphere of the game. Because when I'm playing family, like with you guys, it's like go, 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 go. And it's a little bit better now that the car battery is just turned on, you know, but still, you know, like gotta go to the fuse box, gotta put my hitchhiker traps down, you know, like you're always go, 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 go. But I feel like as victim, it's the only chance that I have to like, I'm gonna hide in this bush for a quick sec. Oh my god, did you see Bubba just walk past? You know, it's the only time I can get moments like that, because as family, it's just like go, 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 go. And then when you got a group of victims, you're coordinating, right? So there's like a plan. But I kind of like the feeling of being solo and being like, I don't know what the plan is. Where's everybody? I don't know. It's like the only part.
You see people running around in the background like, oh, there's Leland. He's being chased by Cook.
Yeah, and normally, I you know, whenever that situation happens, the other 3 get an exit together, and then I'm like, oh, I'm the last person left, and I die. But still, it's just, I feel like it's not the most fun way to play the game. I still prefer to play it like group family, but solo victim for me is like, it's just a really different experience. So I appreciate the contrast, I guess.
Yeah, like solo victim is the best for atmosphere.
Yeah.
But I think the atmosphere is usually spoilt by the people that are playing it a bit meta. Like they're not immersing themselves. Like I feel like Gunn wanted people to be immersed in the horror environment, but people are very rapidly just learned the rules and just decided that they're just going to rush out and get that quick dopamine hit of a win.
I think the issue with solo victim is that if the family team is playing optimal, if there are 3-man stacked up in comms, like you're not going to escape ever as victim solo. if you're not working with someone else, if you're not coordinating, we're like, okay, I'll get the valve while you do the fuse box, and then they're like pressuring generator side. Like you need that sort of like multi-spot pressure, because if you're just a solo victim and you're like, oh, I'm gonna try and work, I'm gonna go for the battery escape. Someone's gonna patrol that. They're gonna patrol that at some point. Like you're not gonna get from basement to battery escape on your own without one of those 3 family members like taking a look at battery side. And when you're a solo victim, you can really only work one objective at a time for the most part.
Yeah.
Between having to unlock stuff and like get it, set up on the map and whatnot.
I imagine that probably in another 3 months or maybe even sooner, I'm not really going to enjoy playing solo victim, because the game will have culled down like it always does to like the people that are playing meta, like you say. So I'm not really looking forward to that. I think that's like one of the biggest issues with the game right now. And I tweeted about this recently. It's like, I love the game and I love the atmosphere and the gameplay's pretty good. It's better than I thought it would be, honestly. But the biggest issue is that the atmosphere is the game's biggest strength, but it gets killed by all this, 4-minute fuse box rushing and stuff. And even if like if the victims are rushing and they escape in 4 minutes, then that's obviously not that fun for the family, but it's also not that fun if the family has to like kill everybody at the fuse box. Like they're rushing, and then like Leland's standing by to shoulder check, and Anna's standing by to get a bone shard stun while Connie's like feverishly doing the fuse box or whatever. It's just like, and then they either all escape or they all die right there. Either way, the game's over like that. And I'm a little disappointed to see that hasn't been handled in the upcoming patch or in this most recent one.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of my games feel very samey as a result. Like, I enjoy those little moments of the atmosphere in Solo Victim, but most matches, as you say, like, people just either open the fuse box and leave, or they will just perish.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of surprised not more people are getting bored of just doing that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, people don't get bored of winning, even if they're like 4-minute empty soulless wins where they are just
I love
exactly
how
what
they rush the match. They get the fuse box done as soon as possible. They get to the exit point or whatever, and then they teabag. They want to be seen. They'll wait as long as they can.
They stand there. They'll take the entire duration of the match. They'll stand at the exit waiting for you to come watch them leave. And then in post game, they'll be like, GG, bro. You guys are dog shit. Like, they get on comms and stuff. And you're just like, bro, this person has nothing else going on.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
No respect for their time.
Well, it's like we've talked about, like, they're really only, they're not going to get anything out of it, like, career-wise.
Well, I mean, I'm sweaty too. Like, I'll take sometimes I'll be in the basement and then like my teammate will rush the box, and I'm like, it opens up in front of me, I run out, I'm like, let's go, free win, I'll take it.
But that's because when we're playing Solo Victim, we're so not used to getting a win that we'll take a huge dopamine hit.
I'll take anything. Yeah. Please, a win. And then I run out, and then I just immediately go to the next match because I'm just like, I gotta win, let's go. Like,
you don't say and taunt them over like
there's
a completely
shot
empty
that
win.
I ever stay and taunt. Like, I don't know. It means nothing. It feels nothing. I was talking to Sino about this the other night, just like the whole idea of like, we play this game that we already know is like an RNG game. Like there's no balance in an ASIM. Like at the end of the day, like every single trial, every single match of an ASIM is like on some level in balance, no matter what. Yeah. So like, but we like still get so like, we allow it to affect us emotionally so much for the wins and the losses. Like feel so good on a win and so bad on a loss, but like, we should just be stoic and feel nothing. Like it's an ASIM.
Well,
it's Mario Kart. If you Mario Kart with blood,
you play it.
Well, that's not what I mean. Gary,
what'd you say, Gary?
When I play video games, I want to feel nothing.
I mean, I'm saying like the difference between a win and a loss shouldn't feel.
It shouldn't affect you emotionally.
Right. It shouldn't feel that different.
You should just be having fun no matter what, because it's a party game.
The game is Mario Kart with blood. Like it's not. Yeah. There's no balance. There's no actual balance. Like, this bullshit can happen every single game.
I think the only time I get frustrated with a loss in TCM is when I feel like I didn't get to play. Like if I play Victim and I just get killed right away, or if I play Family and I'm like, they're already out, and I just got done setting up my traps or doing whatever.
Well, most of the time you're halfway through setting up your traps, and you go, They're already at the gas station door. What?
And I would argue, and this is I'm gonna sound like a killer man cunt, but I would argue that in Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
This is gonna make a massive change to usual.
it feels worse when you lose as killer, as family, because it feels like there's nothing you could have done. Like for me, when I lose immediately as victim, I always feel like I made a huge mistake, and that's why I died. Like when I die early,
True.
in Texas Chainsaw Massacre as victim, I can almost always like pin it down to like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have stuck that box. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have stuck that door. Yeah, I probably should have just ran. You know, like when I die early as victim, I feel like I could have changed it. But when you're the family and you like throw a padlock on a door and you throw a padlock on a door and then you go to your third door and somebody's already out of the game, and you're like, wait, what? Like,
yeah, no, you're
never even got
right.
to play.
Like, family is definitely far more deflating to lose as, because you don't have. It's kind of the reverse of DBD, weirdly. When you play killer in DBD, you're in control of the match. You control the pace. You fail or succeed based on your own skill.
Somebody just reacted.
No,
like that.
Someone's angry.
Someone's already typing a comment. Like, they haven't finished the season yet. They're already typing the comment up right now.
Yeah.
They timestamped what you just said.
But in TCM, it's the opposite. Because like it's the victims that are in complete control of their destiny and the pace of the game, whereas the family just have to kind of mostly play catch up, which is why it doesn't feel great sometimes, where you're just kind of, you rush at the start.
Yeah, you're reacting constantly.
And then most of the time it's really deflating to like, you set your stuff up and you find out you're already behind. You're already having to play catch up to the victims.
I just can't get over the fact that I've loaded into the game after the Bubba cutscene, and it'll say Grandpa's awake before I even get a chance to move. I'm like,
yeah, because there's no negative thing to waking Grandpa up, because Johnny, Sissy, the cook, Hitchhiker, they all spawn so far from a basement door for the most part, so you don't have to worry about them coming down immediately, and they've got stuff to do. And Bubba's got all these obstacles to break down, and then if you wake up Grandpa early, they won't get this notification of you opening a door in a little bit. Now it's this big mystery. It's a mystery box. You don't know when the doors are open. Any of them could be open. All the doors could be open.
Yeah, it honestly it actually hurts you a lot that they wake him up early, because then you don't get to know when they've breached the house, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So they could. I have a couple thoughts on this. They could change this to where he only wakes up when they breach the house, because or when they exit from the gate. So that way you have information from it. Or when they wake him up, he starts at level 1.
That would be a nice change. I like the level 1 thing.
Because then it's like, while they're in the basement, you're getting scans for Bubba, because Bubba needs help in the basement. I think everybody kind of agrees on that.
Yeah.
Which I noticed that they made a couple changes actually in the upcoming patch to where it's going to take victims longer to struggle out of their.
Yes, they've changed the restraint minigame.
Little Bubba buff.
Little tiny Bubba buff.
It will now require slightly more taps to escape, and the overall minigame will take slightly longer to complete.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's going to be yet, but
huge.
Yeah, like Gary 2 seconds.
Gary and I were playing before the game started, and I was thinking that I literally playing Bubba, thinking the same thing. I was like, man, it'd be nice if it took him a little longer, because I was getting stunned out of the intro video.
Right.
Like as the video of me getting ready to start my saw starts, Leon gave me a shoulder check. I'm like, okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah, sooner I get this, sooner I hit you, the sooner it'll start recharging, so I'm going to hit you again.
Exactly. So I think that's like a pretty good like forward-seeking quality of life change for them to be like, okay, let's give Bubba a little extra time to get set up.
Yeah, let's see what this does. Yeah, it's a nice little nudge, like baby step, because you don't want to go overboard with it.
Yes, yeah, they want to step towards fun, not just go right. Let's do a drastic change and see if it ruins everything. Another slight change they're doing that might help with that is a perk is getting changed called Efficient Backstabber, which reduces the. So it reduces. I think. So when you use that perk, when you backstab someone, you have a chance of keeping the bone shard. I think that's how it works. Yeah. So beforehand, at level 3, it was a 40% chance, which is pretty good. So you can stab and you just have it again. You stab again, which is a bit ludicrous, but they're reducing that down. So it's going to be 20% at level 3 now, and level 2 and 1 will be affected as well. So hopefully we'll get backstabbed less. That with a bone shard change in the September 12th one should hopefully make it like you're not getting stabbed quite as frequently.
Right.
Yeah. I like it.
So it's like a little buff to Bubba, a little nerf to Bubba bullying, which is good.
which is desperately needed because Bubba feels so weak.
Yep.
Maybe when you play him.
Well, like, every time I've been knocked over by a door as Bubba, I always just think, oh, this isn't Bubba. What is this?
Yeah,
Who is this man that I'm playing as?
I got stuck in the door loop and I DC'd. I was like, I'm not gonna play this. Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be here for 20 minutes begging my solo queue fucking cook to come down here and help me out. You know, I'm just gonna go next.
Yeah. GG, go next.
They're also changing Connie's focus ability. They're going to increase the cooldown on that, so less doors getting unlocked.
Good.
And then the only other thing that's going to be changed in the patch for September 19th is they are reinstating the 7-player requirement for lobbies to launch.
Nice.
Which is a good thing because I haven't really had any interest in playing since they reduced it to 6. So
yeah, I've been avoiding it myself.
Yeah.
Because I was like, 6-person lobby, that sounds really bad. Aren't they also increasing the cooldown for Leland's shoulder check? Or
I didn't see that in the thing. Maybe I missed it. Let me have a look.
Maybe
pretty sure Leland got nerfed. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was also happening, which would also be a good nerf to Bubba bullying. I mean, just a little bit, you know.
Oh no, you're right. No, yeah, his lifesaver ability is getting an increase on its cooldown.
Awesome.
Sorry, I missed that.
No, yeah. So it's that, and then Connie's cooldown increase, and then the time increase to the struggle mini game. It'll be interesting to see if that slows them down in the basement at all, or you know, at least like increases the length of the game, the overall length.
Yeah, I suspect it's not going to be enough still, but it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, so, it's something. I really think changing Grandpa to either wake up when they open the door or they'll start at level 1 if they wake them up early. I think those would really incentivize that.
They would be nice for balance, but the one thing I think we all do agree that they need to change about Grandpa is that little cutscene needs to go away.
Yep.
Desperately.
Because if the cutscene's not going to go away, it just needs to not interrupt gameplay. Like if they just played it on the screen, it'd be fine. Yes. Even if it took up a lot of the screen, it'd be fine. As long as you still had control of your character. Like I think the big problem is that people we lose control of our character on both sides, and then you're like, where am I? Like when it ends, like it's really like
it pulls you out of the game, and then as Bubba, like he suffers the most because if you're in the middle of doing your chainsaw run,
he'll overheat.
Yeah, you're going to overheat when he comes back because you're readjusting to being back in the game. You might have been midway through a chase. You're trying to readjust, and then you overheat because you haven't right-clicked twice quickly enough or whatever. And then now you're having to turn your chainsaw back on after a little cooldown, and they're gone.
Yeah,
they're at the gas station door.
They're gone.
Connie's teabagging at the gas station again.
They're gone. That's no food.
The Connie exit.
Your fun's been reduced. A reduction in fun.
I don't train on Connie.
Fucking victims. Always benefiting from the cutscene.
They're taking advantage.
I think it should pop up in like the corner, like kind of like a Twitch, resub pop up or something. Just
maybe they can make it like a loud, big notification, and then also do one for when they open the basement gate, right?
Yes.
Because I think that I argued with you guys initially, but they really need you need to be woken the fuck up when somebody does the fuse box, because it's such a sneaky little notification that half the time I don't even notice.
So just to clarify what that means, we were right.
Gary, don't push him. Don't push the.
No. I'm gonna push him because he was very adamant that it was a skill issue on us. He pushed us to be maybe
it
you guys
is a
not
skill
very
issue.
good.
It is. I will argue that it is a skill issue. I don't want to.
So you don't have the skill either.
I don't want to have to care that much. I wanted them to just tell me, so I know.
I do think it is an issue because if you're concentrating on literally anything else, like chasing down an Anna who's just keeps getting away,
I hate you, Gary.
You're not going to notice the notification. But of course, Twitch chat with their eagle eyes, they're not concentrating on your chase. Then they notice, they're like, "Oh, I saw it. I saw the basement open. You didn't see that? Yeah. Skill issue."
No. It turns out that I think there's a range to it. I think I saw someone speaking about this, saying that there's actually a range to the volume. So if you're too far away from it, you won't hear stuff.
Because I have had it come out completely silently before.
Yeah,
and just
so like that applies to the pump as well. I think that you have to be in a certain range to hear it, which makes levels like the slaughterhouse even worse for the family because it's massive.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't mind a big map, but yeah, the slaughterhouse can be frustrating sometimes.
I don't mind a big map as long as I can get around quickly to defend things as the family. When it's like,
yeah,
if I have to walk over to defend one thing and they all just walk out the other way because I didn't see them hiding in the grass or something.
I hate it.
I hate it on
what? Slaughterhouse.
I said the grass.
The grass, like a giraffe? Like what?
The grass.
This is like a Pokemon. It's a level 5 grass.
My grass evolved.
Yeah, I hate it on Slaughterhouse when you're just like running around and you're like, where are they? And then you see like Grandpa catch somebody on car battery and you're like, holy shit, you gotta go through the entire slaughterhouse. By the time you get there, it's over.
Opening the doors and relocking them behind you.
Yeah.
So would you guys argue that you prefer like Family House over the Slaughterhouse?
Oh, Family House is the best map in the game.
I agree.
Have you guys ever heard the phrase that the grass is always greener on the other side?
No, I think the only issue with Family House is the fuse box. I think if they fix that, I don't know.
John's trying so hard to like intellectualize this, and I was just trying to make a pun, dude. Like it was just a grass pun, dude. That's all it was.
And he was so proud of himself.
John's like, well,
John's the king of puns. It wasn't good enough for John.
Yeah.
I just love that you're digging into like you're really digging into like the meta of the map. He's like, no, we're gonna really look at this thing that Doug said. No, like we're really looking at it objectively. We're gonna dissect this thing.
Let's take it seriously for a second.
It's true though. The Family House is the best map, even though it's
the best map.
It's quite hard to defend now that victims have figured it out. That fuse box gets popped real quick.
I feel like the thing about Family House is if you're not doing fuse box, the rest of it is really hard. Like as a solo victim, I think that Family House is terrible because they defend the fuse box super hard and everything else is really difficult.
Although I will say, people just jumping out of windows is a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah. I've seen some really funny clips. Really funny clips of people falling out of that top window in the back. Dude.
the top one's really good.
Yeah.
But like when you're like in the middle of something, you just hear like, was that a window? Which again, they have a range. If you're not close enough, you won't hear the window. So a Leland or an Arna can just jump through the front window, go kick the generator and leave.
Yeah. I've done that a number of times.
Me too. I did it at Sunny.
Did it with Sunny. Wow.
I was surprised he survived the window.
You know, Sunny's favorite phrase is?
No!
Ass, cash, or grass.
Grass. I've landed in the grass.
I'm never going to stop thinking grass this way.
So, those are the patches. Should we talk about the juicy drama?
Okay, yeah. We're done with all the facts and all the info, blah, blah. Let's talk about the drama.
Where do we want to start? Reddit?
Sure.
Texas Chainsaw drama? Are we talking about?
Yeah, about the Texas Chainsaw. By the way, there's two subreddits.
One more comment, and you're banned forever.
There's an official subreddit and an unofficial subreddit.
Is the unofficial one where you're not getting banned?
Yeah. It's the
official one is where the devs of the game will be like, if you say one more fucking word, you're banned, bitch. Say it again.
So
I mean, I would ban the fuck out of these people.
Oh yeah, I mean, like
but I would I'd ban him without saying a word though. You don't need to fucking puff up your chest first, dude. Just ban him.
So for anyone who doesn't know, the person who runs the subreddit, the Texas Chainsaw, the official one at least, banned at least one person. It was really difficult to find information. I tried looking for it a couple of weeks ago, but like I think a lot of it had been deleted. So I just couldn't find these conversations. Fortunately, people were tweeting out like screenshots of the conversations and stuff. But someone I think called the devs incompetent and was banned. And then other people kind of defended their right to say the devs were incompetent, and then they got threatened with being banned. I don't know if they were banned, but they were certainly threatened with it. And it was all a little weird.
Yeah. Well, there's been, I feel like recently, like, things have just in general been getting a lot more hostile with the game. I feel like when it first came out, you know, everybody was getting used to it and everybody's like, oh, this is really cool. And then now we're kind of settling into, you know, if they don't do something about fuse box on Family House, they're idiots, you know, and it's I mean, we agree that they should do something about that, but we're not taking it to that next level that a lot of people in the Texas Chainsaw community are taking it to.
Yes, people get very impassioned, but I will, to defend gamers and like these angry nerds, a lot of them don't know how to vocalize their feelings. So if they don't like something, they just get angry about it and they just get frustrated and they just need to share it somewhere, and subreddits tend to be the place they'll go, or, you know, YouTube comments and stuff like that. But they don't know how to describe what they don't like about it or how to, you know, intellectually fix it. So they just go, devs, fix it! Idiots!
Well, maybe they should grow up.
Maybe they should, yeah.
I mean, I think there's two sides to it. I think on one hand, I'm like, those people need to grow up. And on the other hand, I'm like, why the fuck are the devs on the subreddit?
Yeah.
Haven't you guys learned anything from being on the internet for as long as you have? What?
Dude, yeah, just stay off the subreddit. Have some nameless gray name.
It feels like there should be a layer between the devs and the community, which is where community management's coming, right? Like they should be sifting through all the shitty comments and the bad takes and the good takes and the good ideas, and then they pass it on like a, you know, they write a document. Here's your report of, you know, this week's Reddit bullshit, and then the devs can be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is why HR and CMs and those like middleman positions exist for things like this.
Yeah, because like, you know, I made a game. I remember people writing horrible things about it. I just ignored them, but like I can totally understand why you would take things personally, because video games are an art, and if you know, spend hundreds of hours, thousands of hours of your life building something, and then people just go, it's boring, it's shit, and you're useless, you're an idiot. Like, it's gonna hurt you, innit? It's gonna make you get a bit defensive.
Right. Yeah, well, they're saying something hurtful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think there's a couple sides to this type of thing, and I just kind of come away from it thinking worse of everyone involved.
Yeah.
Drama like this.
Yeah, I'd agree. Like, nobody's looking good.
Yeah. Because, like, on one hand, I understand a lot of the frustrations with the game's balance and stuff. I think some things aren't coming through as quickly enough, or some things aren't being changed at all, or there's like no plans to change certain things about the game that I'm like, why not? Maybe we can get into that. But you know, also I don't think that you don't fight fire with fire. You just make the fire bigger, you know, like you're not solving any issues that way.
Yeah, I know there's some people that are like applauding Gun for being like, you don't like it, don't play it. But I don't think that's the healthiest dialogue to have with your community.
I don't know. I don't know if there's a problem with, if you don't like it, don't play it. But I think there's a problem with, like, if you're continuing to engage people back and forth on the Reddit, like, that's not really your stance. If your stance was, if you don't like it, don't play it, that would be your response, and then you would just stop responding.
Yeah.
Right.
You
wouldn't keep arguing.
Well, it's like, because it's also on Twitter. Because there's a debacle about, I mean, I've seen some back and forth from devs about random perks.
Yes.
Which I think I want to do a video on. But like, there's a lot of people that don't like the random perk feature, and I totally understand why they don't like it, because I'm not.
Well, it's because it's bad. It's a bad feature. It's like, can we all just agree that it's a bad?
No, I agree.
I've tried really hard to come up with a good reason for why you would have random perks in that skill tree.
No.
And I can't really come up with much. There's like a few things, but it's bad still. Like, it's there's just nothing I can use as an example to be like, oh, they did it because of this game in the asymmetrical horror genre, or.
Well, no, that's the whole point, is that they're trying to do like something new. They're like, we're going to be trailblazers. We're going to be, it's like this whole random perk thing to me feels like a be different for the sake of being different thing. And I think that people are starting to like put out, hey, this is why this doesn't make sense.
The
And
closest
devs
I can think
are,
it, like, because
offended by it.
VHS had a random thing, didn't it? We got a random item.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the closest I can come up to, is like in the VHS skill tree, you can get random items from
DBD
Am I right
also
on
had
that, Doug?
a random item in the blood web for a
Oh,
while.
it
They
did,
don't have it
yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, I never played VHS, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Never even heard of that game. What is that?
Have you thought about trying it for the first time?
What is VHS?
You can't play it anymore.
If they had sent me a code
true.
for their most recent killer, maybe I would have tried it. But,
but yeah, like I'm not sure
at least
why.
one knock on VHS per podcast. We gotta get at least one in.
Someone's got to mention it. Someone's got to keep the dream alive. Sorry.
No, yeah.
But yeah, perks makes no sense in a loadout game. Like, they did a whole live stream about the metagaming side, talking about how perks and builds are a big part of the game and kind of its longevity. So it's weird to me.
So the summary of the whole debate is that the debate, the hating and debating.
That is hate.
The hating and the debate.
The hating and the debating.
This section can be called hate and debate.
Hate and debate. The skill tree in TCM, when you start, you can go one of three paths, right? Usually, like, they each have different themes. But of all the nodes that you can get, some perks are there every time you go through in the same place, and then other ones are question marks. They're random perks, and you get a random perk out of a random perk pool when you select it. And so if you're going for a specific build, you might want a specific random perk. And so you would go to this random perk node over and over, and if you didn't like what you got, you had to be like, well, I'm going to respec until I get that perk I want. And people have been getting kind of impatient and fed up with respecking all the time.
Because it takes like 3-4 minutes to get through a skill tree.
Yeah. And that's like, you know, the random perks, they're at different points, right? There's some that are early on the skill tree and some that are later. So it's like you've got a couple chances to get the one that you want. But, you know, people are respecking so they can play certain builds, certain optimized builds that they want these perks for. And they're like, do I really have to do this every time? Why can't I just choose which perk I want from the random perk pool?
Yeah.
And the Texas Chainsaw Massacre devs, specifically Matt, have been adamant defenders of, like, this is not changing. It's going to be random perks. We're not going to let you choose them. And there's a lot of people out there, ourselves included, that are just like, why? Why would they do? It seems like there's no good reason. I think the closest that I can come up with for the theory is that this goes back to what they talked about in their meta live stream of, like, we don't want this to be a competitive game. They're aiming this at casual players, like Joe Sixpack from 7-Eleven that comes home and is just like, oh, cool, I got a random perk, bro. Nice. And then they just kind of, let's load into the game now. They're not aiming it at people who stream the game for a living. They're just like, oh, it doesn't optimize my build. I'm going to have to respec to get that, you know? They're trying to build for the former and not the latter. Which I think, you know, I on one hand, I kind of respect that they're sticking to their guns on that, no pun intended. But I also think it's kind of naive because it's just going to really frustrate the most dedicated part of their audience. You know, the people that are putting in tons of hours, they want to optimize these builds. They want to try these different builds. They want to, you know, like viewer recommended builds and things like that.
This is why it's weird to me, because they had a whole stream about the metagaming, metagaming is a sweaty person's, you know, playground. There's an option to have 5 loadouts. It seems very strange to me to be like, here's loadouts, there's a whole metagame, build perks, you know, like build a thing, share it with people. But don't take it seriously. Don't get competitive about it. It's a casual game about having fun. But here's a big sweaty metagame. It's like, they don't seem to glue together to me. Like, it feels like you want people to want to take it seriously, and then they're getting frustrated that they want to take it seriously, but it takes so much time to be able to enjoy it.
Right.
Because it's not, the skill tree is not a satisfaction thing to interact with. It's just not.
Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about this a little bit just in text over the week and stuff, but I mean, this is a quality of life feature, this random perk thing, because all you're doing is you're limiting people's choices. And if they want to have a certain thing in their ability, in their loadouts, then they have to respect. I know it was like a big point on Twitter. You don't have to respect. You're
No.
choosing to respec. But it's like, yes, and that choice is part of the game's quality of life, having the ability to make that choice.
But it gives the competitive advantage to the people who are willing to just sit there and respec over and over again. And as a casual player, you're now going to get you're at a disadvantage, which is for a party game. That's not good.
That's like the bottom line for me, is that regardless of whether or not you think people should do this, they're going to. They're going to take it seriously enough that they will respec over and over and over until they get that optimized build. And so all you're doing is you're putting that like time dono wall in between the people that are willing to do that and the people that are just like, come on, why do I have to respec all these times, right? Mm-hmm. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
You're actually punishing the casual at that point, right? Because the casual who gets off work at Jiffy Lube, he's like, I'm not going to respec 844 times to get the perfect Johnny build. I'm just going to run with what I got. And then the dude who's like, going live on Kick, bro. It's my first Kickathon. They're going to respec 1,000 times if they need to get that sweaty build, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
I hear what you're saying. And I agree with what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, I think that the intention was to support the casual player, but as you say, they're just punishing the casual player. Are you all right? Gary's laughing right now for our audio-only listeners.
Did you say Jiffy Lube again?
Yeah, it's always Jiffy Lube, dude. I'm going to take you to Jiffy Lube when you come. Gary's coming in a month. I'm taking him to Jiffy Lube, dude.
Go to the Jiffy Lube.
Can we get a picture outside the Jiffy Lube?
Like for OnlyFans or like just like a genuine, like an Instagram picture?
Both.
Okay, yes.
We can have the full version for the OnlyFans. The saucy one.
Yes to both. Yeah.
I mean,
but I think Doug said in the past, like, you can pretend these games are party games. You can want them to be casual as much as you like, but they're not. It's a competitive game. It's two sides. One side wins, one side loses. You can win and lose. People are going to get sweaty. You're going to have a competitive player base.
Yeah. I think a lot of this attitude of like we're here for the casual fans and we don't want this to be competitive. I think it's kind of an outdated asymmetrical mindset, because the last time Gunn made a game like this, it was Friday the 13th, right? Which was so many years ago at this point. And during that time, DVD was really fresh and asymmetrical horror games were just party games, like full stop. It was like not
like
just
Dead Realm and stuff, right?
Yeah, Dead Realm. There was a game called Damned. The original White Noise. Like these were full stop party games that just YouTubers played. They're like, oh, don't kill me, dude. That kind of thing. Yeah. Like, oh no, he's gonna get me. That kind of shit. And things have changed a lot since then. And asymmetrical horror has moved out of its infancy, and now it's a more competitive genre.
It's bigger as well. It's a bigger slice of the pie.
So people are taking it much more seriously now than they were when Friday the 13th was new, and that kind of, that was like lightning in a bottle. It's not coming back.
Mm.
And so I think they're kind of coming at it from that perspective of like they're aiming to have the similar spirit to F-13, where it was really casual. It was a party game, Some people sweated in it, but most of the time people were goofing around that game all the time, constantly. And they're not really getting that with TCM, and I don't think they're going to, because times have changed.
No.
I do appreciate that they have this vision though of trying to make it, because I was watching the Meta live stream again to get some clips from it, and they describe like how Wes goes into the details of how he wants this game to be about friendship and like making connections with other players, and I do admire that as like being the premise for the game, because games should be fun, but unfortunately it's just like the DVD crowd is not that. And
it's not
the
DVD.
The TCM player base is going to be heavily filled with DVD people.
It's not just DVD; it's gamers in general.
Oh yeah. It's like it's all gamers. Like, it's Call of Duty players. It's all of them. Like it's
it's the influencer age, bro. People want to win. They watch streamers. Streamers win 80% of their games. They want to win 80% of their games too. They work at the Jiffy Lube. They play 6 hours a week, but they still want to be winning 80% of their games because they watch their favorite streamer, the Hot Cross, escape 60% of the time.
And never get hit by a party
60?
pallet.
Can we not with the party pallets? Like, I'm already in such a bad mood. I don't want to. No, can we not?
They see Gary never get hit by one, and they want to never get hit by one either.
Then they watch Doug get hit by them. They're like, oh,
I will go to your fucking VODs and I'll find a fucking highlight reel of you getting hit by those party pallets, Gary. How many months do we have on the VODs right now? I'm
Those
ready
VODs
to
are
do
gone.
this thing.
Those VODs are gone. I might have some recordings though.
Hop! Get the VODs!
You don't want
Make
his
it fucking a
curated
supercut.
recordings, though. Gary's going to comb through them and be like, not that part?
No, I think I took some.
Once in my life been hit by a 50-50. Never once. No, I'm always right.
It's a 0-100 for me.
I hate you, Gary.
I can't wait to go to Jiffy Lube with you.
Oh, we're gonna go to Jiffy Lube.
I can't wait to find out what the fuck they sell.
Oh, dude, the Jiffy Lube photo. Do we announce? Never mind.
No.
We don't.
That's what? What's going on?
Nothing.
Oh, you'll
John.
find out, John.
Nothing.
You'll find out, John. You'll find out.
Okay.
Gary and I have big plans. Is all.
I
Huge
see.
plans.
Massive
I see.
plans. He's coming to the
massive
US
party palette of plans.
in like 20. You know what? Cancel your fucking ticket, Gary.
So much
2019
anger
is
today.
nothing.
Well, it's season 38. This is a hostile work
Doug's
environment.
Gwampy.
I'm not. You're grumpy. I'm fine.
I
I'm just trying to wake myself up. So I'm yelling. I don't know. I'm just tired.
No.
No. Fucking pronouns in my space game. My mission. I'm your boring, you dull. I hate that guy so much, dude. Oh my god.
He sucks.
in my head.
I couldn't watch him with a straight face. It's like my favourite thing I've seen in a while. Like he's amping himself up right for it, but like he just looks so ludicrous to me.
He's in my nightmares, Gary. I can't stop thinking about it.
You wake up
I hate him
every
so
morning.
much, dude. Every morning. Pronouns!
In response to
You
the
dull.
Starfield pronoun guy, I saw somebody tweet, I think it was Justin Wang, he tweeted a screenshot of Professor Oak in Pokemon being like, are you a boy or a girl? He's like, I'm so fucking sick of this. Are you kidding me?
I saw that tweet. That's good.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine your brand being hate, but then also being so unlikable. Like you're not even like the Antichrist is going to be charismatic, right?
Right.
So like,
yeah.
so
Like
this guy's
Handsome
not.
Devil
He's just hateful and also unlovable completely. Like it's just like
Right.
there's nothing about him is redeeming. So that's
Yeah,
the part
he's
that
just a
hurts the most.
lol cow, not to take that kind of speech, but yeah.
You're
No, you're not
boring.
wrong.
You're dull.
No. I just loved that bit. That was my favourite bit. I just want to play my space game, but no. Bethesda.
Current fucking day.
They current fucking day us.
Yeah. I was like, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah, like maybe you should just take a chill pill, enjoy the space game.
Yeah, enjoy the little nerdy sci-fi pretend fantasy space game. Okay.
Or go play a different one. No Man's Sky's out there. Go play that.
Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah. Give that vein in your forehead a break.
That thing's gonna erupt any second now. The world's gonna be better for it. I feel like, but in game.
But yeah, so that's TCM. I don't know if we've got anything else to talk about with it.
No, I think the game's in an interesting state right now, and it'll be interesting to see where they go moving forward. I think it's doing better than a lot of people thought it would. It's doing better than I thought it would, sticking around for longer, and like we mentioned, giving DVD kind of a little competition for the first time, I would say.
It's actual competition for it. Like, it's mostly winning, honestly. When I check numbers, it tends to be matching up or only slightly behind or winning. So it's like it's an actual back and forth.
I mean, I guess it depends
cool.
on if the embedders are live, like who's leading, right?
Right. That's fair. That's fair.
But they are close enough. They're close enough that it's a conversation for the first time in a long time. So that's cool.
I know for a lot of people, they're just like, there's all this copium out there about like, TCM and DBD aren't competing. You guys need to stop pitting them against each other. It's like, okay, I like both games. I'm glad they're both here. I celebrate that they're competing with each other. It's not a bad
we want them to
thing.
compete. We want them to compete.
Yes.
Things get better when there's competition.
Yeah. And they both improve from it. So
they're only pretending they're not in competition. That's just a company line. They can't be like, yeah, we're in direct competition with behavior. They don't want like the war to start.
How cool would it be if they started going after each other on Twitter though?
That would be funny. That would be real funny.
Like some PewDiePie
nice
versus
sissy bug
T-Series
pussies
thing.
Get that shit bugged, dude. Get that shit patched.
Yeah.
Wow, flashlights are kill switched, huh? Well, guess what's not? The bone shards are just good to go if you guys want to come play our game.
The last company that tried doing that, VHS, is no longer a game, so...
Yeah, well, they were really passive about it. They're just like, we'll just get a bunch of streamers that hate DVD to play our shit.
Well, they did tweet stuff when DVD was having server issues and stuff, and then because I remember when DVD was had like a week or two of like server issues, and then like a month after VHS poked fun, down for 6 months.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, come on, guys.
So yeah, best not to just declare war on each other, but there's a healthy competition going on between the two games, and it's a good thing. And you can enjoy both games. You haven't got to pick a team. It's not PlayStation versus Xbox. It's bullshit when I was a kid.
They can compete and not be at each other's throats. It doesn't have to get ugly. It can just be a healthy competition, which so far it is. Yeah.
One day I'd even love to see a little crossover. You never know.
Oh. I mean,
they've got Leatherface in DVD, so
yeah. Exactly.
Wouldn't be, looking for a new family member, maybe pick a new DVD killer or something.
Yeah, Trickster
Put
would be really good.
Dwight as a new family member.
Dwight. No, Nia. Nia should be a family member.
Yeah.
You know what they could do some licensed stuff with TCM. Like they could have like, I don't know, Children of the Corn or Hills Have Eyes or some other like kind of redneck.
Good.
X. Can you imagine X or Pearl? Oh,
I haven't seen either of those.
What are the Devil's Rejects?
Devil's Rejects. That'd be the one, wouldn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. Some shit
like that. That'd be so
cool.
They're basically the same.
Yeah.
Would you want all of them though?
Gary, you need to see X and
Captain
Pearl,
Spaulding.
by the way.
I need to watch that. Okay.
Yeah, you need to see those. It's X is like.
I watched X with Gary. Gary and I have watched X.
Have we watched X?
It together. We watched it together. Yeah.
Which film's that?
Is the one about the?
That's one about the porn.
Is that the?
They're filming a porn on a farm, and it's the grandma's like fucking
I do remember that film. That is quite good.
We watched it together. Yeah.
Get that in TCM.
You need to watch the sequel. You need to watch the sequel Pearl though. Or
Pearl's even better.
It's a sequel.
Pearl. I think Pearl was the best horror movie this year.
There's going to be a trilogy, Gary. There's a third one that's being made.
Maxine comes out this year.
Yeah.
It's coming in 2020.
So Doug, should we watch those together? I want to watch Pearl. We watched the first one together.
I would be so. You want? I literally watch it after the podcast, like right now. I'll go watch it. Like I'm down. Pearl's one of the best movies of the year, dude.
I'm not sure I can commit to that. I have to teach in the morning, but
okay.
Well, we'll watch it this week.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
and John, you're welcome to join.
Mia Gothko is completely unhinged in that movie. It's great. I love it. I think you will too.
I don't want to say any of the lines because I want Gary to watch it like completely unspoiled.
You know me, I love basically
Pearl
everything.
Is 10 out of 10, bro. It's like maybe the best movie of the year. It's up there with like Talk to Me and a couple of the other ones.
I don't want to big it up too much in Gary's mind for disappointment, but I think it should have been nominated for an Oscar. I really do.
Yeah. Mia Goth is next level. Did you watch Infinity Pool, John?
No, I really want to though.
You need to see it. Yeah, it's very, very good.
I'm going to watch it by myself, I think, because Kimmy did not express interest. She watched both X and Pearl with me.
Well, Infinity Pool is like way other direction, but Mia Goth is also in that one, and one of the Skarsgårds is the.
Well, if you don't watch it before, like I come, John, we can watch it together.
We need to talk about that, by the way. We need to start planning stuff like that.
Yes.
And
we can do that after the podcast, if you like.
Okay.
I'm already getting FOMO, dude. God damn it. All right, go ahead. maybe I'll go to Texas. I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk about it.
We'll have
a chat after.
Spine Chill live?
Come on, Doug. It'd be good, wouldn't that?
Spine Chill in person.
He's so good. Okay, I'm going. Fuck it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah!
We'll figure it out.
So, there's another asymmetrical game we should probably talk about. We've kept the people waiting.
Which one?
Prop Night?
Well, VHS is dead. So.
Prop Night's last update was in May, by the way. I just want to say that. Like, it hurts me to say it, but yeah.
Yeah, they've gone really quiet, haven't they?
Yeah, I think Prop Night might be dying, guys. Like
No.
our fucking old faithful.
I mean, I haven't
think
played it.
The kitchen level was a problem. That's like the last they did release the map they released after that. The mines was cool, but
The mines.
it wasn't. Yeah,
The
that
gold mines. You never played the gold mines?
No, I was just remembering when Linksy
oh,
brought
I
the
don't think
mines.
so. Yeah, the map for
What
the
mines?
mines. You know,
Who's
Azeroth.
Linksy?
She's a hag main.
Oh. Oh.
Speaking of hag, Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight.
Right.
So there's been a bug in the game to do with flashlights, which has caused quite a stir. People were able to get in.
So fucking British, dude.
Caused
People
quite
would-
a stir.
Caused quite a stir down on the telly.
on Downton Abbey. But people were able to use flashlights to get inside lockers, and they were untouchable. They couldn't be grabbed out of lockers; they were just safe. And from what I understand, DVD were banning people who were doing it if they could, get enough evidence to catch them. But now, as a result, flashlights have been completely kill switched, all except in one place, I think. Because I think I saw Stace get one from like the new Nostromo map, like in Mother's chamber.
Is it bad that I was
called
called the Prometheus map? Like I don't know why.
That is terrible.
That is.
It's not a terrible. So it's embarrassing, right?
That's
disappointing.
Like the worst thing. Yeah,
it's disappointing, right? The Prometheus map. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you guys. I'm glad that I can be honest with you guys, though, and like still be confident that we can be friends.
Oh yeah. I don't love you any less for it.
I don't know
Like,
about
I
that.
need that.
John lost a percentage.
John's never really loved me that much, so it's okay.
First the Garas pun, and now this.
Ooh.
The Garas pun was. Oh. You're fucking boring. You're dull.
I like how I fuck a word up, but then it's come back to hurt you, Doug.
Yeah. Cookie crumbles that way. Go on.
We'll remember this for the senior co-host application.
God damn, it's in a year.
I can't remember what I was talking about. The flashlights, yeah.
Right.
Flashlight bug.
What do we think? What do we think of the kill
know.
switch and stuff?
Well,
Like
I took-
dramaturgy's off.
I took like a week and a half off, dude. I went to PAX and then I had jury duty, so I didn't play the game. So everybody on Twitter was like, report him. It's the worst thing that's ever happened. I was like, well, I'm not playing DVD, so.
Yeah, I play Phasmo.
Yeah, from what I understand, though, even though flashlights are kill switch, people can still do the bug. It's just a little harder. There's another way that you can do it.
Oh.
Don't shoot the messenger. That's just what I've been reading.
Oh, if that's true.
Yeah.
I played
So
last
that
night.
would be-
I didn't have
that would mean
I
it's
didn't
a
have
deep
single person
problem.
do it, so.
Yeah, I haven't had anybody in my games do it. But I've just been reading that there are still people doing it somehow. And I don't know how exactly you do it. I remember before the flashlights were kill switch, somebody posted about being able to do it with blast mine.
Yeah,
was before
you
all
can
the
do-
flashlights
I think
came out.
it's anytime there's like a stun or a blind, I think you can do it.
Yeah.
From what I understand.
So kind of crazy.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I definitely heard that blast mine still works. And then like Gary said, if you can get there's like a flashlight will still spawn in the secret room on the Prometheus map. So
Right.
you can get a flashlight there.
I mean, I guess that's really hard to like consistently replicate. So maybe they figure that's okay. I don't know.
You just wanted to say Prometheus map, didn't you? Just wanted to call it the Prometheus map again.
Literally did. I just used that as an excuse to bring it up.
So stupid.
I know. It's me. Pants grab.
So the other thing that I've seen, like, there's not really much on DBD. Like, the game's just like chugging along since the Xenomorph came out, which was, I'm still really happy with the Xenomorph, although I have taken a little
too.
break
Same.
since the flashlight bug. But there's a lot of people not keen on the Xenomorph, and I'm a little bit confused why. I mean, they are reverting the Xenomorph's tail to be like more like the PTB, which I'm actually happy about. I prefer how it was
Yeah.
in the PTB. I think it was more fun to play the Xenomorph
too.
with that kind of tail. So I think that's a good change. But people are like not happy, and I don't know why.
Didn't they already revert it back? Like, isn't the tail like back?
Oh, is it
to
already back?
punish- I'm pretty
is it
sure.
already-
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted it. You play some bloody Phasmo and you miss out. But I don't know why people aren't happy with Xenomorph. Like, it's great.
Is it the Wesker thing of like I'm playing against Xenomorph too often?
I don't think so. I'm not saying Xenomorph that often.
Well, I think it's also
when I was
like,
playing, like
okay, can we just all right? Gloves off, man. Survivor mains do not like good killers. They don't like bad killers that are annoying either, but they don't like good killers. So Wesker, like, tell me, like, objectively why Wesker's a problem. Can you guys tell me? Like, is there a problem with Wesker? Is there an issue that Wesker has that makes him a bad killer?
I like Wesker, so
yeah. No. But the majority of the Survivor mains hate him because like Wesker has a skill ceiling and like you can actually be really good at Wesker and like kind of kick people's asses, right? And I think that like Xenomorph's the same thing. Like there's counterplay, there's the same counterplay as Nemesis. Nemesis hasn't been a problem for a long time, but the Xenomorph tail and the Nemesis tentacle are basically the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Different like conditions in terms of like how you can lose it or gain it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, between like being infected or being, you know, hit by the flamethrowers. But like end of the day, like I see Xenomorph as Nemesis with map control, which makes Xenomorph like high A, low S, like stronger killer because they can move around the map quicker. But basically the same in chase. So if Nemesis hasn't been a problem for all these months, I don't see how Xenomorph can also be a problem because they basically have the same power.
Yeah.
Right.
Except no zombies.
Yeah, if anything, like you don't have the zombies on Xeno, so at least there's that. But they have some map control. But
yeah,
I think people are I just think okay, like this is gonna be me showing my killer main side, but I just think that people are fucking.
You never do that.
And like,
no.
I just think like anything that's hard to deal with, like if they had released like people hate Skull Merchant because she's really fucking boring. You don't hear people complaining about Night anymore, really, right?
No.
When I get a Night, I'm like,
I
hope
still
it's,
hate him.
yeah. It's
nobody's excited to play against him. They're not really complaining about him being a problem. It's because he's not.
It's like he's not worth complaining about Pinhead because no one replays him. Fortunately, no one's really playing Sadako that much anymore.
Right.
No. I think it just comes down to like you can't just run from safe tile to safe tile, run in the circle, do nothing but throw a pallet, and then all 5 gens are done. And that's why people don't like Xenomorphs.
Yeah. I mean, like, admittedly, survivors are all running good perks these days. Like, sorry that people choose to play killers that can do something about it. Like, the Xenomorph can counter the situation of you taking resilience and made for this and jumping through vaults. Like, it's your
typical 4-man TTV squad that like 4 outs all night on stream to 8 people is they're really really fine with every killer in the game except for Nurse and Blight. And probably Xenomorph and Wesker would be like sub complaints because basically they're going to complain about any killer that can actually like have a chance to beat a 4-man in comms. I will say those 4-man Swifts, they tend to hate any killer that can hit them over a pre-drop pallet. So exactly. Xenomorph fits the bill. So does Huntress. So does Nemesis. So do some of the other killers like that. They're just like, there's nothing I could have done. It's like, well. Sorry that there are killers out there that can punish you for pre-dropping. You can't just run from safe tile to safe tile, like you said.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you had a gloves off moment because you may have seen me rub my hands together because I was going to have a gloves off moment about this as well and say pretty much the same thing. And I'm not even a killer main. I'm a Teddy Survivor main.
Survivor main.
No, I totally agree that this is like one of those moments. Normally, I'm telling like angsty Reddit killer mains to shut the fuck up, but here I'm just gonna say Survivor mains, just fucking cool it, okay? Xenomorph is fine. Wesker is fine. I get that you don't like playing against certain killers, but like you can't hate playing against every fucking killer, okay? You gotta play against somebody, and you can't constantly be playing against a perkless trapper, all right?
Oh, fuck trapper.
You're gonna have to have a challenge. I don't know who's a terrible. You know, perkless trapper,
like a Pyramid Head or
sure,
you know,
somebody who's really hard to play. Hillbilly, you can't play against Hillbilly every single game. It's like, oh, I'm looping him for days because he can't chainsaw me because he's a D tier killer now. But Hillbilly's not a D tier killer, but you know what I mean.
We should redo our like tier list at some point. We've got new additions and
I would love to do that soon. We
could do a tier list.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, maybe episode 40.
Should we do one at 40? 40.
Yeah.
Let's do one at 40. Let's commit to a 40. What if we did a double tier list? 40?
A double tier list? What if we did
double tier list?
Double tier
What if we did 2 at the same time? Where we
What if we did a 24-hour tier list
and the killer
we just did
side for
all the
something?
tiers? No. Yeah.
Oh my god. We gotta do an Otsdarva length tier list. We'll
4.5
rank
hour
every
video.
perk in the game.
Starting
I mean, we could.
from adrenaline to Zenshin tactics. We're coming to you, boys.
I don't mind that idea because it would be quite funny to watch us start off all enthusiastic and then by the end be like just Doug being like, I don't care. You guys just put wherever you want.
You guys would be asleep and I'd just be like angrily talking and be like, I'm still here. We're talking about prove thyself. This shit is bullshit.
Yeah.
But no, I agree with you guys.
Here.
I think people are being babies about Xenomorph. I think Xenomorph's great.
Yeah.
I think it's the most refreshing killer in a long time, and I think it's still very exciting to play against. I love the atmosphere it creates. I think it's cool. Don't pre-drop the palette. It becomes the same thing as you said, Huntress. You have to decide. There's a mind game to palettes. It's just you're not rinse and repeating against a killer. Tough shit.
Yeah, exactly. And I think what's frustrating to me too is that, like you guys mentioned, like survivors are running good perks again. The great perk drought is over. The 3-gen meta from Skull Merchant when it was at its peak, that's over. Like we're in a new era and survivors are still whining. You know what I mean?
Speaking of Skull Merchant, we should mention DB have hinted that they are reworking Skull Merchant.
Good.
Yeah, the next PTB. The hints are that the next PTB is going to have the anti-camping, the reworked Skull Merchant, and reworked Borgo map.
Yeah, Borgo, which is quite exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's looking like we're going to be able to disable the Skull Merchant traps. Not have to disable, not have to get the little armband. You can do something else to make them useless.
That'd be great because what she's needed is some counterplay. Any counterplay. Because I still don't know how you counterplay Skull Merchant. Like DC?
You die on first hook.
Go next.
Yeah, you give up. She doesn't have any counterplay because you disable a drone, she just walks back, puts another one up. Doesn't even need to chase you. Doesn't even need to earn back charges or anything for the drones, which could be a potential fix, but
they could just give her 2. I think someone said that in chat the other day. They're like, just give her 2 drones. It would solve the problem.
She doesn't need 4. Is it 4?
Then she can go into the E tier of killers and no one will give a shit. It's great.
Yeah. I would play Skull Merchant if she only had 2 drones. I would play her.
Yeah.
She has some of the best skins in the game, dude. Like it drives
she
me
does.
nuts.
She does.
Great cosmetics, and then you can't even play her because it's fucking miserable.
If they rework Skull Merchant in a satisfactory way to where she seems like she'll be actually fun to play with and against, I'll buy her. You can take that to the bank, behavior. I'll buy Skull Merchant. I've been holding out. I'll finally do it. If you rework her in a satisfying way, I'll do it.
You haven't bought Victoria or the Knight yet, have you, either?
No, I haven't. Well, they already reworked the Knight, didn't they? And I'm still just like, eh.
Yeah, he still kind of sucks.
He's still 3-gen Joey over there, so.
The only other thing I want to talk about with DBD is, I don't know, there's much talk about this, but I've just seen a lot of content creators complaining about DBD lately. Saying the game's stale.
Burnout's happening. Texas Chainsaw is to blame.
Yes.
We felt something different. We felt dopamine from an ASIM that wasn't the same as DBD. And now DBD is being held to a higher standard.
Maybe.
That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think TCM is necessarily like have better gameplay than DBD or anything, but it is different. And when you've been playing DBD for 6-7 years, like a lot of people have, like a lot of full-time streamers, it's like the new shiny thing is now in view, and you might decide to switch over. All of a sudden, DBD is not looking quite as fun as it used to.
I think it could be that, as you say, Doug, like at the very start of TCM, there was this atmosphere. Like it was really fun to play Victim. It was very exciting, and then people have gone back to DBD because it's easier to stream, and it's not got that same atmosphere now. Or maybe they got tired of TCM because it's the game does feel a little repetitive sometimes or something, and they've gone back to DBD, and now that, as you say, they're holding it to a higher standard, which isn't necessarily fair. Because I mean, the game still seems fine to me. I don't think it's stale. I think it's the same as it was.
Yeah, that's part of the problem. I think
DBD is in a consistently fine state.
Well, it's like DBD fixed the 3-gen shit that was going on that was like driving a lot of people crazy and driving some people away from the game. They replaced it, but they haven't really, like they've kind of brought the game back to kind of a neutral state. Whereas for a lot of people, it wasn't really that fun before. It was kind of unfun. Now it's back in the middle, but it's not quite far enough into fun territory yet. Like, they haven't really added enough to it to be like, oh, now it's a really positive experience. It's just not that. It's not what it was.
Well, me and Doug, we've spoken about this in the past. And actually, I think we've spoken with you, John. Like, as the game becomes more balanced, I think people get increasingly tired.
They get dissatisfied.
Yeah.
Because again, like I talked about this earlier, there was like a very prominent Survivor main who was tweeting about how like, oh, I used to be able to run head on and Sabo and like fun builds, and now I have to run like, meta builds so I can even win. And it's like, yeah, this is the balance you've been clamoring for. Like, you can't run fun perks and win if you're playing a balanced game. That's not how balanced games work.
Yeah. For
you to be able to run fun Mimi perks as Survivor needs to be OP. Because you're not gonna, there's nothing stopping you from literally, as this podcast closes, Gary and I could jump on DBD and run some head-on builds. And
I do anyway. I don't care. Head-on's my favorite. And
we'd have a miserable time because we go in and we just get shit on all game.
But we'd win. We're good at the game.
Maybe, I don't know. Gary, you're ruining my hypothetical. My point is like we can run those fun perks anytime we want. What's stopping you from running them is wanting to also win while you run them.
Yeah. Right. Consistently running head on and stuff
that's the
is
thing.
difficult.
Is anybody going to like look you in the eye and say like, what's stopping you from running those perks? Well, I don't want to lose every game. Exactly. You're fucking sweaty. You want to win.
Yeah.
You want to win while running your fun stuff.
Yeah. It's interesting. The people that like get upset that they have to run the competitive stuff to win, They're complaining about people being competitive, but they are in themselves competitive because they want to win.
Well, I have to.
Exactly.
I have to.
If they weren't competitive, they wouldn't care. They would just. I had a person come into my Twitch chat because I called them the worst player I've ever gone against. That's trying.
Simon Cowell of you.
They were running 4 second chance perks, and then I beat them up, and then I was like, wow, they're so bad for running such try hard stuff. And they came in, and they're like, I'm just playing for fun, and I'm like, if you were playing for fun, you wouldn't be running 4 second chance perks. Like, and you also wouldn't care that I said that because
what were the perks? What were they?
He had Dead Hard and Metal of Man and like, I don't remember, like Off the Record and then something else. It could have been maybe Unbreakable. I can't remember.
Stuff that makes chasing this person a pain in the ass.
My point is like, who cares? Because like I was just talking shit because it was gaming and streaming, right?
Right.
And like he was like, but then the problem I have is that he was like, I was just playing for fun. I'm like, no, you weren't though, because you were running like 4 very sweaty perks. And like, if you didn't care, if you're just playing for fun, you wouldn't care that I said you were bad because you'd be like, yeah, I was playing for fun, so I wasn't trying that hard. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like
they're trying to cover they care so much they're covering their ego by being like, I didn't really care. It's a party game. Yeah. I didn't need to win. Because they didn't care.
If you didn't really care, you never would have gone to the Twitch chat and complained that I talk shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Because when I don't care, when I'm playing with fucking my friends on a Saturday night, the cams are off, we're not recording. I'm just like, I don't care. Like, there's nothing you can do that would make me go to your Twitch chat. Yeah, I'm just having fun with my friends. And if I die, if I'm the first one that dies as Connie, I'm just gonna be like, ha, I fucked up, dude. That sucks.
Yeah. GG go next.
So yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I think DVD's in kind of like a, I don't know what the word is for it, just kind of in a lull right now.
Which is really strange because it just got the Xenomorph.
It honestly, it just got 2 back-to-back, like 5-star updates. Nick Cage, we all agreed, great update. Xenomorph, we all agreed, one of the best ever that they've ever had. And I think Doug and I both said, and maybe you too, Gary, that's like the best in like the past couple of years, right?
Yeah, like it's my favorite killer since Nemesis.
Yeah.
Best since the first Resident Evil chapter. I think that's what we all agreed on.
Yeah,
like they haven't had a chapter this crazy, but the thing is, they also haven't had competition. They haven't had a game that's also
right.
Imagine if it was like they were competing with TCM with like the Singularity release or something.
Oh yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. What's very interesting is that Xenomorph came out and TCM was still going toe to toe with them, doing fine.
Somebody
Pretty
tweeted
cool.
that they were. I think this is funny as fuck, and I haven't mentioned this to you guys, but somebody tweeted they were like, "I really think the DVD's drop off is because they did 2 sci-fi chapters in a row."
Oh my gosh, shut up. Some people are just stupid, you know.
I was like, "What? Like what? No, dude."
Some
Like,
people are just dumb as pig
Some
shit.
people are just dumb as rocks. I mean, what a stupid take.
I honestly think it's because they did 2 sci-fi chapters in a row. Like,
Well, this is just people
what?
desperately trying to like say something that gets clicks, right? They're like trying to.
Well, it's either that or they're just legitimately dumb.
That's
They're
true,
just
yeah.
like,
That
I
could
don't like
be dumb.
sci-fi. Therefore, other people also do not like sci-fi.
What is this?
Therefore-
Star Wars?
Yeah. Therefore,
I fucking
2
love
sci-fi
sci-fi.
chapter equals DVD go down, thumbs down. You know,
I fucking love Star Wars, dude.
stupid logic. I think though, like with those 2 chapters, the Nick Cage and Xenomorph chapters that have gone over, you know, not just with us, but universally with the community to pretty widespread acclaim. I think what DVD needs now more than ever, and people have talked about it for a long time, and they've hinted that it's coming, is a new game mode. An alternate game mode, because they've built up so many characters, so many in-game mechanics, so many perks, that they've got this really rich core and base for something a little different from just sitting on generators and patrolling generators all match. And I'm eager to see if they do that, because I think that would really rejuvenate things.
What kind of game modes would you like to see? What would be the one? If we could all just theory craft one.
I mean, I would love to have, like, maybe... It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It doesn't have to be anything, like, completely groundbreaking. But imagine, like, think of it as like a hide-and-seek mode that's all about chases. There's no generators, but it's like a timed match on, like, a smaller version of the maps where it's all about just outlasting the killer as survivors, or as killer killing all the survivors before the time runs out. Just something like that, I think, would be really refreshing to play.
Okay, so what if you had 2 maps, right? And they're 2 small maps next to each other. There's like a divide in the middle. And there's gens on both sides. And you had to work the gens on your side, but like at any point you could switch over to the other side of the map and you could just do their gens instead. And like you still had the same, like you had to do 5 gens to get out. And so like you'd be able to go from like one map to the other based on where the gens were getting done. And we would call it the grass is always greener is the name of the game mode.
You were so proud of it, and it was so bad. Like I could see you, I could see you were getting all giddy about your little idea. And I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be funny."
Yeah, you were like too excited about it. I was like,
Yeah.
What's he planning?
I'm
Should've seen it coming.
disappointed.
You know, this could be a great time with co-op killer being introduced officially with TCM. It might be great for DVD to look into 2v8 mode,
The 2v8
2v7.
mode.
I don't
That's
know.
the one that people. That's the one that people really want, and it is quite simple. Like in terms of, they just need to make some bigger maps,
Yeah,
I guess, and then just chuck more of the same shit in there. I mean, people were glitching 2 killers anyway, so like the stuff's there.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be that balanced. It could just be chaotic. I know when we played
Oh, yeah.
2v8 in Identity V, it was just chaos.
Yeah, 2v8, like that would be the mode where people don't take it seriously. Would be
Yeah, right.
my hope. Like it'd just be a mess, wouldn't it?
Yeah. They could even do it as like an event. Like it's only here for 2 weeks, so check it out, and then it's going to go away, and then we're going to collect your feedback and decide what to do from
Do
there.
you know what would be great? It'd be really fun to work out what killers synergize together.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine somebody stepping in a trap, and then you hunter's hatch at them.
Yeah. Like that would be awesome.
Yeah. Imagine Ghostface and Myers working together.
Doug, are you just sitting there thinking, how do I say grass again? How do I do it?
A little bit.
I can see the wheels turning.
I'm just like, my feelings were kind of hurt that I got donut walled so hard. So I was just kind of like letting you guys do your thing and trying to recover emotionally. So
Doug, it was very good.
no, don't give me a
Don't
fucking,
patronize him.
Don't give me a fucking participation trophy now, Gary. I'm fine.
Oh, like you turn it down.
Yeah, I take it. I like trophies.
But I think, 2v8 would be really fun. Or I wouldn't be against, right? I know there'd be a lot of people that get very upset at the idea. But a battle royale mode or something.
I mean,
Where, like, they're on a map and it gets smaller and someone gets to play killer. and when you kill someone, you become a survivor again or something. I don't know. Like it just works out. That it's gonna be quite. There's something fun.
They could definitely do some fun. They could do some fun things with game modes for sure that they have not explored at all.
The game's been around for 7 years, and there's only ever been one game mode. I think that's kind of a tragedy, considering how many other games will often have multiple experimental modes just come out.
But at the same time, I don't.
Go ahead.
Oh no, go. No.
I'll use an example like Hearthstone is. It's a game I've kind of fallen out of love with over the years, but it started out as just a traditional card game. You made a deck, you went up against another person with a 30-card deck. You went at it. But over the years, they've introduced tons of different game modes. They introduced an auto battler mode called Battlegrounds that actually is probably more popular than the actual card game now. They have one called Mercenaries, which is like an RPG. It's like a mostly single player RPG mode where you like level up characters and stuff. They've got this mode called Arena, which is like draft. Basically, you draft a deck and play against people with drafted decks. And they're constantly adding these things. They've got like a weekly mode called Tavern Brawl, where it's like a conventional card game, but there's like a completely random element to it that changes from week to week. And it's just one of those things like I can't fully quit the game because they're always adding things to it that I'm like, ooh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I'll check that out and see what it's like. And sometimes I really like it. And I think DBD would really benefit from doing something like that. Having just that kind of spirit.
A bit like to wake Doug back up. Heroes of the Storm would have like those
events.
Like where you for a week you would play in this certain game mode. Hi, Doug.
Right, yeah. Heroes of the Storm would have those events with those like those event exclusive maps and event exclusive objectives. League of Legends does that too. They have something called Nexus Blitz that rotates in, or there's one called Arena that rotates in.
Wait, I don't know. Have you heard of that game, Gary? What is League of Legends?
Me and John are like gold rank in League of Legends.
Platinum,
sorry, yeah.
Platinum, yeah.
Are you seriously platinum for real?
Yeah.
Me and John are very good at League.
That's right. Yeah, Sino got gold, and then Gary and I were like, well, we're gonna get platinum.
Well, can we stop the kappa? Like dead ass, because I've actually played League also. But like, are you legitimately platinum, John?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, Gary. I know you're not platinum in League of Legends. I know how League of Legends works. You have to actually play that game to be good at it. Like,
I used to play it.
Gary likes to play a game 3 times if he's not good at it. He's like, this game's dog shit.
I know,
it's bloody dog shit.
And I really enjoyed League, hence platinum. League's fun.
Add me to friends after this stream. After we're done with recording this podcast, I would like to look at your profile.
Wow. I'm not platinum right now.
Yeah. I haven't played it in a long time, Doug.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gary's
just normal games.
I believe that John is capable of platinum in League, but I don't think Gary is.
Wow.
Gary likes games with fucking like fluffy chickens too much to be good at League.
Gary, that means we gotta
and League of Legends is full of fluffy chickens.
Gary, we gotta prove him wrong.
We have to prove shit. We are platinum players.
No shot.
We can get it again. We got
platinum ranked in 2018 or what? Like, when were you platinum ranked, Gary?
I don't remember the year.
Yeah.
If you don't remember the year, it doesn't fucking mean anything.
It wasn't that important to us. Me and John just get world records. We don't remember when. I couldn't tell you when we destroyed Orcs Must Die 3
Is this
as well.
podcast over? Can I go? Like, can I leave now? Like, I'm you're fucking boring. You're dull. Fucking pronouns.
What rank were you, Doug?
I never got to level 30, so I couldn't play ranked.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, Doug. We can play together.
Well, yeah.
Me and John will help you out.
You know, sometimes
being
being honest actually hurts me a lot because I'm just honest with you guys, and you guys are both fucking lying to me. So
about what?
Saying you're platinum players. Are you platinum now? What are you platinum?
No,
this season?
No, we're not platinum now.
When were you platinum? What season were you platinum?
At least.
We just have to make something up, Gary. I don't know.
Season 17.
Yeah. Season 17.
Season 17.
In the future, we're platinum rank.
Okay, we can move on now. It's not gonna get better than that, dude. Like it's being like season 17. So confident.
You know, we haven't talked about something big that happened this past week. Big news. It's on everybody's feed. Everybody was celebrating it. Can you guys think of anything?
Gary went for a walk, I feel like.
No.
Right?
Gary went for a walk.
I've lost
I
a
had jury
stone.
duty. I put a guy
Gary
in
went
jail for like anywhere from like 15 to 21 months.
Gary had a
Wasn't it
walk. Doug sent somebody to jail. We
Was
can't
it
think
like
of
Final
anything else.
Fantasy? Was it like Final Fantasy VIII's birthday or something recently?
I got Twitch shirts.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
I got Twitch shirts. And DVD.
No, we don't care about that at all.
We should talk about it.
Why?
Yeah, jury duty, Doug. Tell us more.
No,
All right,
let's
guys, thanks for hanging out.
John
today.
got his Twitch
Best
shirts.
seasons ever. Quote, unquote.
John's been like a top 5, top 10 DVD streamer for like 3
been
years
long
now.
overdue.
He finally got his Twitch shirts.
Yeah,
Wow.
well deserved. Who are you? Are you wearing the shirts? Who have you decided to like be your Twitch shirt character?
So it looks best on Talita. I figured out. She's got a very good Twitch shirt.
You do
I put-
Talita main?
I mean, her new hair is really good, so I got a new
I
look
do like
for
her
it.
new hair.
It's
I
working
do like
out.
Hinato's new hair as well. His is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I saw that one too. Yunjin's Twitch shirt is okay. I haven't found a look I love with it, but one that's okay. Put one on Michaela. It doesn't really fit her very well.
I thought it'd work with Michaela because like she's got so much purple anyway.
Yeah,
I have a
but
very
she's
good-
got like
I have a good
long sleeve
Twitch-
purple stuff.
I have a good Twitch outfit I can send you for Michaela. if
Oh,
you'd
okay.
like.
Sure, yeah. I love
Very
that
good
because I
Twitch
was
shirt.
kind of rotating. I was trying to put them on all the characters, so I didn't really have enough time to.
Have
sit
you
there and-
put the charm on all your killer hooks?
No, not yet. I don't know if I will. I would rather people come to my stream, like my Survivor teammates come to my stream, than people salty that I 4K'd as killer.
Oh, if I ever got them, I'm putting them all on my hooks.
Yeah, I mean, I probably will do it.
Yeah, I
will
love
say-
the attention. I'm not gonna lie.
I will say that in the one stream I had where I've been streaming this game for 4 years this month. Like multiple times a week for
Congratulations.
4 years. Thank you. And I've never had quite so many people either talk to me in the lobby or come to my stream after the game and say I was your teammate than I did when I started wearing the Twitch shirts. So I'm liking that increased social aspect of wearing them. So I think
Well
I'm going to
deserved
wear
as
them from
well.
now on.
It's been long
Thank you.
overdue.
I
Bit
mean,
of recognition.
I was telling this to chat like about after Dead by Daylight left my chat. Of course, I was telling my chat. I was like, "This is great and all. It's an honor. I love wearing them. I'm gonna try to represent the game as best I can. You know, while I have them on, and I'm happy that I have them. But also, took a long fucking time to get these. What was the holdup?
Hey, thanks for the Twitch shirts. What's up with the flashlights, bro? What's up with the flashlights, bro? Why the flashlights?
Just
Killswitched,
start
bro?
shitting on the game.
I was glowing the rest of the night. Even though I had some matches where I think I was getting hit on hook for the Twitch shirts and things like that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
They tend to be known as like the Tunnel Me shirts,
The
right?
Tunnel Me shirts, yeah.
I remember
But
one time like a year ago where I desperately wanted to like I think it was a DS challenge. I was like, I need to get tunneled. I've never needed Twitch shirts more in my life.
Yeah. Now I have a way to get those. Yeah, I was like, you know what, Chad, this is how I get famous in DBD, because I've been streaming this for four years, like you said, Doug. You know, I don't want to toot my own horn, but like I've been like a top 10, top 15 streamer for pretty much that entire time, and I feel like nobody knows who I am. But now, if I wear the Twitch shirts every time I go live, I mean, people will come
Now
to
they'll be
stream
like,
afterwards.
I recognize your name.
I recognize your face.
You look familiar.
True Talent said that to me.
You did.
Yeah, when we met him at TwitchCon, he said that to me. I recognize your face.
That's how we know John's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He didn't know my name, but he recognized my face. So I
I
was
have
like,
I have TwitchCon stories about
so
John
honored.
too.
What?
I have TwitchCon stories about you as well.
not-
From
I
TwitchCon.
made
like
it
a
sound
threat.
so ominous.
Yeah.
No, it's not ominous.
I've got
No,
some
no.
fucking stories about John too.
Oh, I've got some stories.
I've got some
The
stories about John
grass is
Wolfe.
not always greener on the other side.
Doug sounded like he was defending True Talent there. Oh yeah. Well, I've got some stories about you too. so.
Is True Talent on the fucking
get too-
trial? Am I supposed to defend him? Like, why?
I don't know. I didn't think he was. I thought
Doug,
I
Doug
thought it was
just jury
funny.
duty one time, and now he's like, "Is they on trial?
I want to clarify something.
Can I sentence him to prison?"
I just want to clarify something. I think everything that True Talent does is funny.
Agreed.
Yeah.
1000%.
Everything he does
He's
is
great.
funny. Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah.
So it's never malicious. All right. So don't.
Oh
don't
yeah,
get it
I
twisted.
think we are a very pro-true podcast.
We're pro true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we believe in the truth.
That's
Gotta
right.
say, you can bleep this out if you want, but I gotta say, I reached out to him to see if he would. We asked him to come on the podcast, and he never responded to my DM. So
Oh.
I sent him a nice
You even
professional
tilted a little
paragraph,
bit.
and he didn't.
Maybe-
he didn't respond.
Should I try?
Yeah, you should go next, Gary. He'll probably know
Yeah.
who you are.
Well, you know what's funny? Gary and I took a picture with him at TwitchCon, and we never publicly showed it. We've just been privately showing it off to our friends. Like, look at what we got. But maybe,
And to
maybe we
each
should
other,
bring it out.
and to each other.
And to each other, yeah. Maybe we should bring
Maybe,
it out.
maybe
This
what,
John.
yeah, Gary, you send it to him and be like, "We met at TwitchCon with blood now. Please come on my
Yeah.
podcast."
Please.
I think he had a good experience with us. We were joking around. He was telling us some story about somebody, some journalist at Giant Bomb. I don't know. It's all a blur, honestly. But
Oh, we had.
Well, that
been
happens when you get
drinking.
starstruck, though. When you get starstruck, it's blurry.
yeah, right. But yeah, we bring out that photo and be like, "Remember us? Want to come on the podcast?"
What about some
We'd be
DVD?
we'd be so fair. You know?
Although he's not been playing
We
it
would be.
recently. I know he's taking a bit of a break from DVD. Been playing a lot of TCM and stuff.
Maybe we could talk about TCM.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
This
If
is
we
a
have
weird
True
thing.
Talent on this podcast, you guys better be on your best behavior, okay? No dogging on True in the comments. We'll delete them.
Like you're on the TCM subreddit.
yeah. You're gonna get banned.
That's my favorite threat.
Oh, that's a good Michaela look. Well, I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah, I thought it was a good. It's a good fit, right?
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna have to try that. I'm doing that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Okay, well, that's all I had.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done now.
Go ahead
Yeah.
and talk about like. So yeah, Prop Night hasn't had an update since May.
That's
How's
very
Evil
cool.
Dead doing?
Last year's
Well,
dead.
I hate to say it, Prop Night. You know, I've always been cheering for Prop Night. You know, woo, 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 wanting the best for them. But now that TCM's here, it's just kind of like you can go.
Who needs you?
Is that bad?
I'm gonna put
like
Prop Night
before-
after the podcast today. Deadass.
Before TCM was here, I was just like, we need Prop Nights, like the closest thing that DBD has to competition. And now I'm like, I mean, it was nice for a time.
And I'm the one sat here, just looking into the future, being like, "Come on, Killer Clowns."
Oh yeah,
Come
that's gonna
on.
be-
God, can you imagine
Come
if Killer
on.
Clowns is good though? Like, imagine
Oh,
if it's good, bro.
Imagine it's a
if
three-way
good.
war. DVD versus TCM versus Killer Clowns.
right?
Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed kind of in the background. Be like, we're here. Ilphonic also made us.
Ilphonic also met us.
You know, it's funny whenever
I love
we reach
Ghostbusters
this
Spirits
point-
Unleashed. It's so sad.
Whenever we reach this point in the podcast where we're just like saying the names of random asymmetrical horror games, we never say Predator Hunting Grounds.
I never played it, so that's my argument.
I went hard on that game when it first came out. It's still alive, I would assume, because it's got console crossplay. So
Right.
those games never die. Should we play it? You guys want to play it?
Gary,
No.
the AI soldiers in that game are fucking terrible.
Are they,
They're so funny.
how do they
Well,
compare
John,
to
you
AI
haven't
bots
played in like 2.5 years though,
in
so maybe they've
DVD.
gotten better.
That's true. When I played, I've still got a recording of playing that game with Sinnoh, and these AI soldiers would like enter the frame like, "Who's there?" And then you just kill them. As Predator, they were just so bad. There's like, "There's someone there? Must have been the wind," and then they die. over and over again.
I love how NPCs always like, must have been nothing.
Yeah.
And they turn around and they die.
I love it. I love it in stealth games when someone like discovers a dead body and you're like, oh shit, you're like an assassin hiding in the corner. You're like, oh no. And they're just like, huh? And then they're just like, what? And they freak out for like a couple minutes. And then eventually they just go back to what they were doing.
Back
like,
to work, or I don't want to get fired. I'll lose my health insurance.
It's like, there's a dead body over there. You should be on alert for the rest of the game.
Yeah. You should be calling in for backup.
Right. You know, for 2v8 for DBD, they should have one gun spawn on the map for survivors.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And if you shoot the killer, they die. And they can't play the rest of the match.
Only if the killers can pick it up and shoot one of the survivors.
Yeah, whoever you shoot dies.
I'm into that shit. I'm honestly into that, honestly.
Love the idea of a huntress being like, nah.
Yeah. Pulling an Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just shoot someone.
Clicking the flashlight at you, and you're just, bam.
Because it's like all those deceiving games we used to play. Oh, we should play one of those again sometime.
The deceiving games.
Yeah, like Among Us and...
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
First Class Trouble? First Class Trouble.
I love that game. I love First Class Trouble.
Oh, yeah. Did you ever play the original Deceit, Gary?
No, I haven't played the original Deceit. I heard that's quite good. Hence why there's a sequel coming out.
It came from that era, like I was talking about earlier, that like when Friday the 13th was new, before DB became competitive, it was like Deceit was from that era where it was just like, it was a fun party game, and raise the roof.
I love the
Gary and I were the exact same place. Like, we're gonna raise the roof now because
Yeah.
John raised the roof. So
Yeah. Well, that's what we were like back then. We were carefree, raising the roof.
Oh, it'd be fun to play some of those kind of games again.
Yeah, they're still around.
Maybe we'll discuss after the podcast.
Yeah, we have a couple things to discuss after the podcast. We better wrap it up. All right, well, this was the best season yet.
Oh, they always are. How do we get better every time? Are we actually whine?
Maybe.
I mean, Gary whines a lot, so I'd say yeah.
Oh, this from you, Doug. You've been whining the entire episode.
No. Honestly,
the entire season.
This is how whiny everybody else is in the asymmetrical horror community. We're the least whiny of them all. As a group.
True.
It's true.
Yeah.
Real.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah.
We set the standard for whining. Yeah, and we whine a lot.
Yeah,
we do love
honestly,
whining.
It's really embarrassing that we're like the positive crew.
We only whine when it matters, though.
Yeah.
We whine through passion, not through just, cynicism.
Passion whining is some baby shit.
We whine from passion.
Is that the title of the video?
Passionate whine.
Passionate whine.
I'm so upset.
I just wish they would nerf made for this.
Made for
this. You're taking a horrible shit.
Fucking pronouns. You're dull.
Oh, why do we have to play against Xenomorph again?
Xenomorph!
No.
No.
All right.
You're boring! All right.
On behalf of me, co-host Gary, co-host Doug, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. Hugs and kisses!
Hugs and kisses, everyone. Bye!
Hugs and kisses.